In an explosive twist, sacked Mumbai top cop Param Bir Singh has now accused the Maharashtra Home Minister of corruption. The shunted police officer has written a letter to the Chief Minister accusing the Maharashtra Home Minister Anil Deshmukh of directing suspended cop Sachin Vaze to collect 100 crore every month from bars and restaurants. According to his letter, Sub-Inspector Sachin Vaze, who was heading the crime intelligence unit of the crime branch of the Mumbai Police, was called in by Anil Deshmukh to his official residence several times in the last few months and repeatedly instructed to assist in collection of funds for the Honourable Home Minister. In February, the State Home Minister, in the presence of his personal secretary, told Vaze that he had a target to accumulate 100 crore rupees a month. The letter further reads that the Home Minister has a regular practice, has been repeatedly calling my officers and giving them instructions in respect of the course to be followed by them in performance of their official duties. The letter also says that the Home Minister has been doing so by bypassing me and other superior officers of the police department to whom those respective police officers report to. The Honourable Home Minister has been instructing them to carry out official assignments and collection schemes, including financial transactions, as per his instructions, based on his expectations and targets to collect money. I have been made a scapegoat to divert attention from the actual wrongdoers. Anil Deshmukh has responded to the explosive letter by Param Bir Singh, alleging that the Mumbai Police Commissioner was levelling false allegations to save himself from further legal action.
This is an unprecedented letter. Rarely can one recall a sitting police commissioner writing a public letter making such serious allegations against the sitting Home Minister. Now, as you pointed out, Anil Deshmukh has rejected this. He has said that there is no basis in the allegations made by Param Bir Singh. But the fact is that, number one, as many have been pointing out, it's highly unusual for a sitting officer like Param Bir Singh to have made allegations if he didn't have some kind of material or evidence to back his claim. Remember, in his letter, he's not just simply making allegations about conversations that he had with Vaze about his meetings with Anil Deshmukh, where Anil Deshmukh asked him to collect 100 crores a month. Mr Param Bir Singh has also attached copies of SMSs or messages that he's exchanged with another police official who he says also met Anil Deshmukh, and where Mr Deshmukh allegedly made these same demands about raising crores of rupees. And he's reproduced that SMS exchange in his letter.
Absolutely.
Now, Param Bir Singh himself is incommunicado. Sources close to him say that he has said whatever he had to say in the letter, which he has both emailed to the Chief Minister as well as sent a physical copy. Also, sources saying that the truth had to come out at some time and that he will speak at an appropriate time. But all of this, Sarah, is going to make it extremely difficult for the Maharashtra government to continue to back Anil Deshmukh. Yes, it is true that Mr Deshmukh met Sharad Pawar in Delhi just a short while ago and appears to have got a clean chit because Mr Pawar didn't say anything after that. But Param Bir Singh said he had briefed Mr Pawar as well about all of this. Now, with the emergence of this letter, I think this does plunge the coalition in Maharashtra into a serious crisis. And it does appear that the position of the Home Minister is going to be extremely untenable. What call Uddhav Thackeray takes? Will he be consulting Mr Pawar before taking the final decision? All that we'll have to wait and see. But this, as I said, is perhaps the most serious crisis that this very, very politically fragile coalition has faced since it's come together.
Now, Anil Deshmukh in a statement has called the allegations false. He says this is a conspiracy that's been hatched to discredit him. He's also gone on to say that these allegations must be proven. Until then, he is filing a defamation suit against the top cop. The Chief Minister should conduct an impartial inquiry. That's the reaction coming in from the Home Minister.
Mr Deshmukh will have to come out with some kind of defense, trying to dismiss or discredit the allegations against him. And this is standard rhetoric. We've heard it before from politicians when they face allegations of this nature. And of course, at some point, a formal inquiry will have to be constituted because the allegations are serious. If a sitting Home Minister is using the police force to collect or to extort money from city establishments. But the fact is that this is now something which just goes beyond procedure. A letter of this nature, as I said, coming from a sitting police officer is extremely unusual and wouldn't have been put out in the public domain had there not been some grain of evidence there, which is why politically it will become very hard for the state government to continue to back Mr Deshmukh, to allow him to remain in office in the light of this latest scandal, coming as it does on the back of the Antilla scandal, now this. So while an inquiry and all that may certainly take place in the future, I think for now, politically, to get the heat off the state government, they will have to act. Because remember, Sarah, that both the two key stakeholders of the state government, the NCP and the Shiv Sena, are very much part of this whole scandal. Mr Vazay was in fact somebody who was a former Shiv Sainik, who was rapidly elevated within the ranks to become the head of intelligence in the Mumbai Police. On the other hand, Anil Deshmukh is an NCP appointee, very much with the blessings of the top NCP leadership, including Sharad Pawar. So both the key stakeholders in this scandal are those linked to the two main alliance partners, and therefore, in order to ensure that they try to reduce the political fallout of this, it seems highly unlikely that they will continue to back Mr Deshmukh. We'll have to see, of course, how it plays out. But this certainly, Sarah, gives the grist to the BJP, which has been on the warpath against the state government, looking for reasons to call for its, not just the sacking of Mr Deshmukh, but perhaps even now starting to raise questions about the viability of the state government, whether it can truly govern. So to ward off all of that, knowing the sort of pressures that are being brought on the government, again, we'll have to see what political call they make. But I suspect that Mr Deshmukh's denials and rebuttals at this stage are unlikely to stand much ground.